A massive thank you to the Brain Cancer Group for believing in the power of storytelling and shared experiences. So let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back to the sofa, Gab.
Thank you.
Heads up with episode 2.
We're here.
Exactly. Where did we leave off last time?
So you haven't had the appointment yet. You told us this episode, you tell us what happened in that appointment. You've got your newborn in your hands.
Exactly.
In your arms.
Exactly. So I'm waiting. So I leave mother's group and I head over to this regular GP's office. And because it was an urgent appointment, it was a random doctor that I hadn't met before. My dad, I met him at the front and he took Rafi to the park. And I was with Francesca and Jessie, we call her, and she was in my arms. And I was just casual. I really wasn't thinking too much into it. But the moment the doctor came out of his office and called my name,
You knew.
I knew the way he looks. So I hadn't met him before, but I had seen him walking around this doctor's office before.
Yeah.
The only way I can describe him is like a dad kind of looking and a little bit jolly. And not jolly in an offensive way. Like,
yes.
Not speaking, but just like, he's like a jolly dad looking kind of guy. So you can really tell on his features something was wrong.
Yeah. The joy had gone.
The joy.
He had the bad news to deliver.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, we're heading in. We're going in. And so we sit down and he starts scrambling. So he's talking about blood test results that I had done a few weeks prior, my gestational diabetes clearing up, and my blood sugars looking good. And this is random stuff. I'm not here for that. We both know why I'm here today.
Yeah, like this isn't relevant.
Yes, you guys told me to come today.
Yes.
So I interrupt him eventually. I'm like, he's like, oh look, that looks good, and and this looks good, and I'm like, okay, and then the MRI. And like suddenly I become so aware of how hard this is for him to tell me. I can see it in his face that this is, and I'm thinking it's actually slightly comical how hard I'm making it for him with my baby.
Yeah.
I couldn't make this harder. I mean, I'm so impressed by doctors, especially going through this whole experience. I value them so highly. And I was making his job hard, I became so aware of that. And so he just says, we found a tumor. It looks like it's cancer. And I say, how do you know? And he was like, from the way it's shaping, it's called a glioma. It really looks like that. And I said, so do I go to the emergency? And he was like, look, I'm going to do the admin for you, which was great. He was like, sit here with me. We're going to call up some surgeons. And so I am just kind of stunted and silenced. And my dad texts me and he's like, all okay? I didn't know what to say at that point.
So you're still in the appointment.
He's calling up the doctor.
All okay.
Exactly.
And you reply to his text?
I say not great. I think I just said not great. I'll tell you soon. And at this point, time is moving fast and slow. And I don't really know what's happening. But he does. Life comes back when he tells me, Emily, I have 2 appointments for you. I've got one on Tuesday and I've got one on Monday. It was a Friday, so this was the hard part, is that I knew I had to wait 2 days until I saw either of these doctors. He was like, he said, I've secured you one for Tuesday. This is definitely, you've got one for Tuesday. He said, you might have one on Monday with a different surgeon and they'll call you. And I thought, okay, thank you. So I took down their names. I had these 2 referrals, depending on which one I was going to go to. And I walk out and I go to pay as if it's like normal. I'm in this regular GP's office, like with people there for like tonsillitis.
But you've just heard this like earth-shattering, life-changing.
Yeah. And I walk
something.
past this area in town all the time, and I think like people have no idea
What goes on.
how I was like trapped in this space of time right here, walking up to my dad and kind of collapsing into his arms.
And you're still holding Jessie?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's fine, right? It's fine.
It's okay.
And that's when I have to say it, like out loud.
What do you tell him?
I said, they think it's cancer and there's a tumor. And he says, where? It just so wasn't part of
what he was expecting.
Yeah, we just didn't think it was cancer. We didn't think it was a tumor. Where? What are they talking about? And I say in my brain, and I suddenly become really aware of the fact that my daughter, who is just turned 2, is standing next to him, holding his hand. And so I suck it in, and I breathe it all back in, and I say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to your house. We're going to bring everyone over, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And he says, how are you going to get there? And I said, I'm going to drive. Give me the girls. It's an issue with the car seats with babies.
Yeah.
That you really, no one can take them. It's like, who has the car seats?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be fine. And I really had to just suck it in and say, we'll meet at your house. Let's go.
So you were sucking it in. You didn't want Rafi to see.
No.
You were upset.
Exactly.
That you were scared.
I honestly don't know how it's incredible human resilience, like you talk about. How you're just like, I have to do, A to B, B to C, C to D. And when you have just like, okay, I had that plan, that's what we were doing. Yeah. That was what my mind was doing. And I put the kids in the car and I sat down in the driver's seat and I sent that text message. I sent out that message.
You weren't expecting to send?
No. Yeah. To my family group chat. And I said, I've got some test results back. I think everyone should meet at mom and dad's house. Now, come in.
Is that this house?
It is this house.
This is where it happened.
This is where everything has happened.
This is where it all unfolded.
I think for you and I, this is a really special house, which is why it's so nice to do this filming here. Because we prepared for my wedding.
Yeah.
Not long ago. We were here. Getting ready.
Getting ready.
Exactly. And it's that same place. I brought everyone over, and everyone was in different parts of Sydney. So it took a while, and it was this trickle of people. Me and my dad came, and we were just sitting in silence, staring at the ceiling. My dad started texting a few people. And we were just kind of frozen, and slowly people started to come. We were actually setting up one of our stores at the time. We were opening in a week's time, and my mom and my sister, I have 2 sisters. My oldest sister was there with my mom setting up the store, and my middle sister, because I'm the baby of the family, my middle sister had actually just moved to Malta. And on this kind of like sporadic, she had a baby at the time, and she thought, let's go live in Malta for a bit before he, grows up. And let's have an adventure. Her husband works from home, and they just wants to have a bit of fun before he kind of turned into a toddler and had to go to school or something like that. It was quite a big deal for us. Obviously, we were so tight-knit, and so for her to go,
To leave.
it was already a big shock, and we were already adjusting to that, and we really missed her. So there are all these different elements of who to tell, how to tell. She was on a different time zone, exactly. But there were only a few people I wanted to know. Obviously, my family and Jake and you. And so my mom and Daisy they were together setting up the new shop. And they were together. And Daisy had no idea I was doing the MRI, you know. And she hears this scream in one of the back rooms, and she's saying, "It's Emily, it's Emily, it's Emily." And she thinks I'm in some kind of car accident. Daisy, my sister, thinks I'm in some kind of car accident. Like, she's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And one of the employees is calming down my mom. And Daisy's like, "What's going on? I got the message too. When should we go?" Daisy has no idea. It's that
She doesn't understand the significance.
no, she doesn't no idea. Come back, please. Yeah. And so I think that was hearing from Daisy how difficult that was for my mom. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. She was scared.
Yeah, like watching your parents go through such fear for their child is awful, just really like watching their pain. And like you're the person causing it in a way is really difficult. Anyway, so they come in, and it was this like rip of a band-aid. I thought I just have to say it in one. I'm not gonna do this with everyone coming into the house one by one, this whole sit down.
Yes.
So it's a hard conversation. I just need to say, okay, same thing as I said to my dad. There's a brain tumor, looks like cancer. I think I'm gonna have surgery next week. Now you know. I almost like grabbed them by the shoulders and I was like, this is the information. Come join us in this sadness. Yeah. It was like when someone dies, and people come together and just sit together in awe, kind of like, what is happening? It was like that all day. As people come in, I say
strange vibe.
Very strange. Eventually it reaches the time zone of my sister. And
everyone's scared.
Yeah, exactly. We're all scared.
Yeah.
And I get that. I also get that call from that doctor who I might have had an appointment with on Monday, and they call and they say, yes, he can take you in on Monday. So now I have 2 appointments, 2 surgeons. And I'm like, oh my gosh, who do I pick?
Yeah. You just go with Monday because it's earlier.
Exactly.
Should you be researching these doctors?
Exactly.
Like, who are they?
So I do. I mean, how do you research a brain surgeon? In my head, it's like an astronaut. For someone to do brain surgery is just...
It's really up there.
It's the highest I think it can go. Like, it's like you're not only doing surgery on an organ, but this organ impacts who the person is, who they are, how they function, how their body functions.
Yeah.
So there were the day processes, and I think we sleep here.
So
Jake and I and the kid, and you just can't. You're just like frozen. You're just like, I can't go anywhere. And then we start thinking logistically, like, how are we going to make it work? Our house that we were living in, or our
half house?
What was it?
House?
It was tiny.
It was
We absolutely love Avalon, and so it was we did anything we could to make sure that we could afford to live in Avalon. Even with kids, it was like the living space was like a caravan.
Yeah, it was very narrow.
Exactly.
It was very
with a tiny little kitchenette.
It was pokey.
We love it here.
It was
anything. But anyway, we were thinking, okay, we were saving in that house, and that was really good. But we thought, okay, we need to spend our full budget because it looks like I'm not going to be able to drive for a long time. And
still lots of unknowns, but things aren't looking easy.
Exactly. And like surgery, if I have surgery, I'm going to need recovery time. Yeah. And I want people to visit. I want people to come to me. So
And what time of year is this?
December 1st. This is, I feel like that date is like, so it's the 1st of the month, and it's also the first day of summer. And I was thinking,
I love summer.
I love summer. This is how I'm going to spend my...
You ruined my summer?
Exactly.
Like, I was thinking sunny days, good times.
Exactly.
Big
But I really
day.
was that day, and I kept on saying it, I was in the sofa, and I used to say, just let's get it out of me. Let's just get it out and get on with it. You know, like, can I just fast forward to like 1 year on?
Mm-hmm. Get it out of me. Let me go back to my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Let me
I
go
had
back
reached
to
this point.
all of this.
Yeah, like I feel like your 20s very much are this build up, and you're given a lot of leeway. You build yourself up. You figure out who you are.
It's a bit of a party.
It's a bit of a party.
Do what you want.
Exactly. You're having fun. And then you start your 30s and you're like, okay, let's get serious. You know, let's take my career seriously. Let's take my family seriously. Let's take risks.
Yeah.
And I had taken those risks. I had this urge in me to like really have kids. I really wanted children. And I'm so glad Jake did too. And we wanted to start a family. It felt like I was in a rush in a way. Not that we rushed pregnancy. We were together for a few years, but I felt like it needed to happen.
Yeah. You wanted it.
Yeah.
Working towards it.
And I got that, and we had our 2 kids. We were sitting pretty.
Sunny Avalon.
Exactly.
Pokey little house, but still.
We had that conversation.
Yeah.
Remember we had that funny conversation
Uh-huh.
about it was Rafi's birthday a few weeks before you found out, and you came to my house to prepare for the party.
Yes, it was a great party.
Fish themed.
It was really good. The cake was really good.
Yeah, exactly. She helped me decorate the cake and everything. It was great. Anyway, we were packing away, and I said to you, you were like, it's so nice up here. I think you're talking about how good it is. And I say, I know it does look good, but I live life looking over my shoulder, because I've had it too good for too long. I literally said that.
Yes, you described it as your perfect life.
Yeah. So I had this like sense in me that I knew something was going to happen, but like
psychic instinct.
Exactly. Anyway, so we talked about that the day I found out. And I just was like, I knew it. I felt like, okay, this is it. I knew it. And I called you. And where were you?
I was in Melbourne. It's just enjoying December in Melbourne, not thinking anything. And then I get a call, and it was you on the phone, and you sounded really, really stressed and upset. And you were like, I've got to tell you something. And I was like, okay, no worries. Glad you called. What is it? And then you tell me, and you say, and they think it might be cancer. And I'm like, what? Like, this can't be
Do
happening.
you think I'm over exaggerating? That's how I felt. Like people must think I'm over exaggerating.
Well, no, I didn't think that, because that's what the doctor had told me. So I was like, you're just telling me the facts. And I'm thinking, no way. Like, this can't be happening. This is so huge and big. And then, and then you were crying. And then I was like, okay. And you told me you'd told your parents, and you told Amy, who's in Malta at the time. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is huge. And and then I think it was the very next day I was flying back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you came to help me. So we were immediately in go mode of like, we need to move. We need to get out of this house. Let's just start visiting. We went house hunting.
We went house hunting.
We didn't know where we were going. We started packing. Getting rid of my clothes, getting rid of the kids' clothes, packing things into bags. We don't know where we're going, but we're packing. We're getting out of this tiny apartment.
To be done.
Exactly. And I think that's what kept us busy.
Jobs.
We were doing jobs. We were going to different houses.
Extra jobs. Like, you already had jobs, got a newborn baby. How old is Rafi at this point?
Rafi is a year and a half.
Just two, of course.
Yeah. And Jessie is like 10 weeks around this time. And so, we're also planning the logistics of how to get a baby.
Is she coming to the hospital?
Yeah.
Is she not?
All this stuff. But we're waiting for Monday.
Yeah. And who goes to the appointment?
Me, Jake, and Jessie. Because I'm breastfeeding. She came everywhere with me on this journey. And I think her input, her being there, I call her my security blanket. She's here the whole time. So we get to his office, and this really interesting thing happens where we're waiting, and obviously, like, we're really nervous. And the person before me comes out of their appointment beaming. He is on a high. And he comes out and he goes to the receptionist, and she's like, "Oh, when would you like to make a follow-up?" He's like, "December next year." So he's like, "Just a yearly checkup for me. Do you know how incredible he is? Do you know what he did for me?" And this is so amazing. Like, he was given a new lease on life. And he was like, "And you know, he did it for my mom, right? My mom had an aneurysm." And he's telling the receptionist all this stuff because she's new. And so he's filling her in on how amazing her new boss is.
Glowing review.
He is loving it.
So you're feeling confident.
Yeah. So I literally text my family chat and I'm like, "Guys, the guy ahead of me had a great time. He's looking really good." And he was like 40.
Yeah.
So quite young as well to have, be seeing a brain surgeon. And so he was like, just like, so, and I even said, like, "This is so good. It's such a good sign."
Yeah. You're looking for anything at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we go in, and my first question obviously was, "Is it operable? Can you take it out?" And he was like, "Yes." Stop. Like, don't worry about that. We're going to sort that out. So that was really good. And he was like, "Look, yeah, it looks like a, possibly grade 1, possibly grade 2 glioma. We don't know what further treatment you'll need, but you need surgery. And we're going to do that for you." And then he explained how it will impact my vision. And I was like, "Hold on right there. If it means it saves my life, take out all of my vision. I don't care if I have to be blind, especially my left eye. Like, get rid of the whole left eye. I don't care." And he was like, "No, no, no. You need quality of life." And I almost disagreed with him at that point. But now I understand how important that was and how incredible his job was, because he has to balance my quality of life, because he wants to perform a really good surgery, which gives me a really good outcome, but make sure that I'm really happy with the rest of my life, and that fine line is crucial. And I think now, had I woken up with 20/20 vision, I probably would be quite disappointed, because I'd be thinking, did he do a good enough job in there?
Is it all gone?
Does he need to go and get a bit more?
Yeah.
My vision is quite good.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful in a way for that vision that I've lost, because it means the way he explained it.
Does it feel urgent?
It feels urgent.
Yes.
Urgent, but with the right people. And I think that's what's good, is that, like, it wasn't emergency in the sense that, like, it had to happen there and then. It was like, we need to study your brain, go get another MRI, go get a CT. I did a heart test before to make sure that I was prepared for a long surgery. So I felt like we're doing all of the right things. My experience preparing was good, but bizarre. I mean, packing my bags, you were with me for the hospital. I had only packed bags to have my babies.
Yeah.
I packed my hospital bags.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Different type of hospital.
Exactly. That was such a good thing. It was so exciting. And now I was packing hospital bags. Jessica was going to come and stay with us at the hospital, so I was packing her clothes, and it was really bizarre, making sure that Rafi wasn't impacted as well.
Yeah. You wanted this surgery to go as well as possible. You wanted to be as prepared as possible.
And what does it look like? I was given like a leaflet on what a craniotomy was, and I didn't really read it. I just was like, let's go.
Yeah.
I guess a hard part was writing a will, which you don't really expect. I think I probably needed to get round to it now that we're 30. Do you have one?
I don't have a will. Never thought about it, but never been in this situation.
I know. I wrote this up now. I should probably make a new one. But I was like, oh, this feels good. After my surgery and I didn't die, I was like, we made it just so I could make it through the surgery. It was basically a one line. But my dad had to sign it, and we had to get a justice of the peace to sign it, and that was kind of a rush.
Yes.
But after I survived, I was like, oh,
yeah,
feels good.
Yes. So you did all of this before the surgery?
We're doing all this, exactly. We're going for extra testing.
And he's a brain surgeon. So He's looked at the MRI scan, but he doesn't know what this tumor is yet.
They kind of know the family of tumor, which is called a glioma. And under that family, they know there are all the different types. And I think that's really interesting because when you start this journey, you could say, of brain cancer or brain tumor, it's, you have to study it. You're learning an unknown field. So at the start, I knew, absolutely nothing about what that meant.
These were all just like big words. It didn't mean a whole lot.
Exactly. And so you really have to teach yourself what a resection is, what all these different terms mean. Anyway, so yeah, we make it to surgery day. And I think Jake was quite good at just the admin-y stuff. And so getting through those admin procedures to get to surgery day was helpful. And we go in the night before to get some extra tests done, and surgery morning comes, and you have to do this like full wash over your entire body to make yourself sterile, I guess. And it was a 6 a.m. surgery.
Nice and early.
Nice and early. Wake up at 5. Give myself
out of the way.
Exactly. First cab off the rank.
Nice.
And to be honest, the energy of the room was buzzing. You go into this little pre-surgery room where they're prepping you for surgery. And I think there are younger doctors in that room.
Okay.
They're getting ready for the star of the show to arrive, which is Dr. Curtis, and he comes in last, so everyone's doing their jobs.
Yep. They've all got a role to play.
Yep. They all know and they are excited. And I think it then dawns on me that this is a really unique surgery. This is a really special surgery. And you almost feel so grateful to be with this group of people who are learning and excited and so driven. These are such incredible beings that are in our system and society.
Yeah.
I just think they're absolutely outstanding. And so they're
super smart as well.
Incredibly
the smartest
and brave to perform these surgeries.
Yeah, it's very brave
on people. The risk that they take.
I wouldn't be able to do the study to do that.
No, forget. No, you could, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they dosed me up with some extra Valium, which always feels nice before surgery, and we head in.
Wow.
And then I guess I was gone into surgery. Surgery took just over 6 hours. It was meant to be 4 hours. And there was a moment my dad and Jake and Francesca were waiting for me. And there was a moment there where they had lost me. Not in the death sense, as in physically they couldn't find me. Because they didn't know where I was. Exactly. So they were told to be in this space at that time. They came, I wasn't there. So I think Jake said that's the most worried he's ever been. And he was really panicked, but it just took a little bit longer. So I eventually wake up in ICU, which I had prepared for. You stay in ICU for 2 days after the surgery. And
so what's the word? Not reconcile. You meet again with Jake and your dad? Reunited.
But no, initially I wake up on my own.
You wake up on your own. Okay. So when you wake up, they're not around?
No. I wake up and I'm in so much pain. For some reason, my hips, I think I was in a funny position, in a seated position.
Yes, I remember them.
But my hips are in so much pain. So much pain. And so then people start coming into the room and I'm trying to explain to them, no, you need to help me. And the nurses are quite nervous to give me more pain relief because I was breastfeeding. And I grabbed onto one of them and I was like, my body is screaming. But I couldn't physically scream because I was so weak.
Too much,
And I needed to tell her how much I was screaming.
Is this pain worse than childbirth?
Honestly, possibly comparable.
Okay.
For my first childbirth, I went pretty much unmedicated.
Yeah.
And that was a body screaming moment, but my mind was with it. this was quite hard because it was so painful, but my mind was delusional because you're kind of waking up from surgery. So it may be a bit better because I was in and out of consciousness. What is happening here? I don't know. But I had my loved ones next to me. I had my mom and my dad and Jake, and I'm not sure at what time points they were there, but the three of them were there. And you just feel like kind of like lost in their care, you know. Then they're beside you and they're there and you're comfortable and you're safe. But this whole time I felt safe. I think, that's a really lucky part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're feeling relieved because they're like, okay, she made it through the surgery. The surgery went well. Everyone's saying, yes, surgery's gone well.
Exactly. People are saying surgery's gone well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's still this big unknown.
Yes.
What are we dealing with?
We don't know.
What is
exactly. So then, days go by in the recovery and we wait. They said
it's still at the hospital.
We're still at the hospital, and they say it takes about 2 weeks to get back the biopsy of the results. So this is the hard part, really, and a lot of people talk about this in all the cancer communities. Is this waiting period?
The waiting.
When you don't know, it's really hard.
Yeah. So it's like post surgery. Lots of unknowns.
Come home.
Scared. Come home. You're living here.
Yes, exactly. And seeing my children for the first time was quite hard.
I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the vision loss didn't. I woke up with less vision. Almost when I first woke up, almost all of my left side was gone. But I didn't really notice until I saw my children, and I saw them. Especially Francesca, who you're holding. And I thought, I can't see her whole face. Oh my gosh, I've just realized how impacted I am by this vision loss. I can't see her whole face. How am I going to see the rest of her grow up? And I realized,
how do I care for her if I can't
see her? Exactly. And all the memories I might be missing, seeing her walk down the aisle, seeing her grow up.
So you can't see her whole face with
just looking down. Exactly. It's all patchy. It's all blurry. And I am being told this is going to heal with time. But in that moment, you're like, what if it stays? Exactly. Yeah. So that was quite a big adjustment. And then,
And then the pain.
Exactly. But what was like that for you when you came to visit me in hospital?
I remember when we looked at the scar. Because it was like, this
you were there. Bandage. You arrived, and then like 15 minutes later, it was time to take off the bandage.
And there was all this moving of rooms, and there was still so many unknowns. Like there was this big relief in the air because the surgery had finished, the surgery went well, but then you were in pain, your vision was gone in your left eye, and you couldn't really walk yet.
I think what's interesting is you coming to visit me. How do you feel conversation is going to go? Like when you come, do you think like, are we going to be sitting here in sadness? What do we talk about?
Are we just going to be chatting away? Are we just going to be talking about anything and everything? It was this crazy hot day, I remember.
Yeah, but we didn't feel it.
We were inside, we were in the aircon. I was like, it's actually great. Can I just say, you've picked a really good day for surgery because we're in the aircon, we're at the hospital. Sydney's going through a heat wave right now, but we are not.
Exactly.
We are living it up. We were just kind of chit-chatting. We were chit-chatting with the nurses.
I think it was nice to have casual chat.
Casual chat with the nurses. And we were just kind of getting a bit involved. We were getting a bit involved with which nurses were coming on shift.
Oh, yeah. Getting to know them.
Getting to know them.
These distractions are healthy.
Really nice. And then there was like little sections where the patients could go and like gather. There was like these little juice boxes. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if they were for me, but I had one.
Yeah.
And because of this crazy hot day, I remember all the nurses were having these ice blocks and.
Oh, how nice.
But Emily was coming in and out of like conscious. Oh, no, you were like sleeping. You were awake. You were conscious. But yeah, you were kind of going in and out of like resting and things. And then you'd wake up and you'd like describe what it would feel like to wake up. Like you had kind of different sensations and like different pains.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really real, I suppose, to be there and like to be in a hospital setting.
Did you feel like it was like a level up in our friendship? Did you feel like you had to prepare?
Yeah.
Okay. how do I be this support person for my friend? And like, you want to do a good job.
Yeah, I wanted to do a really good job. I wanted to be the best friend I could be. And so I was like, gotta do my research. So I had read the leaflet that you're talking about. I had read the little craniotomy, whatever it's called.
You really read it?
I don't even know how to say it, but I read the leaflet. It was a really scary leaflet. It was super hectic. But also I had my mum. So my mum, she's a midwife. She's not a brain surgeon, but her medical knowledge was like helpful to rely on. And every time I would leave you, I would call her and I'd be like, this is what just happened. This is what's going on. These are all the big words everyone's using at the hospital. So I feel like I have like no medical knowledge. Like all these words feel so foreign to me. And I wanted them to not feel foreign. I wanted to be like, I know what's going on at the very least, even if I don't understand it. So yeah, that was sort of helpful to have her kind of support me as I was supporting you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt scary. It felt scary. It felt big, and it felt like it was like I was scared for me, scared for you, scared for your parents, scared for your sisters, scared for Jake, and then scared for the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that was a big part of this story, is the young children that we had. And in some ways it's really good, because I often say, like, they had no idea what was going on. It's actually so good that they had no clue. And I am kind of grateful that Chessie was 9 weeks, because I got those early weeks of blissfulness with my newborn, just like not knowing. And I could have so easily pushed for that MRI that Jake said to get, and found out, during my pregnancy. And how much would that have changed the outcome, really, and my diagnosis? Probably not that much, so at least I had that time. So I felt like it was the right time to find out, and this it had to happen, and it was going to happen. I always said that, like, the brain tumor was always going to happen, and now it's like how I figure it out beyond this. Where do I go from here?
How do you tackle this?
Yeah, because this was part of my story. I couldn't avoid it. There's nothing you've done to cause it, but it's where we go from here, And I think that's what we'll tap into next time. Where do we go from there? I'll get my diagnosis, and I eventually meet my favorite team, Dr. Back and Dr. Wheeler,
From
the brain cancer group, who are my treating physicians. And I think life kind of changes when I meet them, and things are shifted. So that's all we'll talk about next time.
Next time. Cool.
Yeah. This was a difficult episode, obviously. I think what we're trying to bring here is a little bit of actual lived experience of what it's like, and the sad parts to it. And we do have to recognize these difficult, sad parts in order to appreciate what comes next and moving on.
But so much comes next.
Exactly.
It's like it had to get worse before it got better.
Exactly. And that's why I meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Heads Up with Em. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. If you're a brain cancer survivor, a caregiver, or someone just looking for some inspiration, remember you're not alone and your story matters. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review if you enjoyed the episode. It helps others find this space too. If you want to connect, you can find me on Heads Up with Em Instagram and my Instagram account, Emily Francesca Kirk. I'm excited to share more with you next time.